Ladies and gentlemen, we move to match number 3 on tonight's card, and this will be contested on the left arm in the men's super heavyweight division. We're straight into the monsters. Our first athlete is a multiple national, European and world champion hailing from and representing Kazakhstan. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Georgi Dzeranov! From Kazakhstan waits at the table in the form of multiple world champion Georgi Dzeranov. His opponent hails from and is representing the arm wrestling nation of Poland. Ladies and gentlemen, this man is hungry and on the rise and intends to breathe fire all over tonight's match. Turkey and everyone watching at home, please welcome the Golden Dragon, Kamil Jablonski!
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. That did not take long. Here, already match 3, we got a super heavyweight battle. And let's be perfectly clear, we have not scratched the surface here when it comes to heavyweight left-handed arm wrestling. Yes, we have a supreme champion in Vitaly Laletin, but not too long ago we saw Kamil all up in that match. Now, here comes Georgi Dzeranov. Right-handed, we have a bit of a resume. Left-handed, under some research, we find out that this guy's got some big wins. I saw him battling with Morozov, a win on Vitaly Laletin about 4 or 5 years ago. Now he shows up in supreme shape. This guy is huge, and when you're around him, you see the hand and wrist is so thick. He seems so focused. We've seen Kamil be an absolute nightmare for outside pullers, no one having a chance. However, Georgi told me he's coming forward. Kamil told me he's coming forward, Neil Pickup. One of them is lying or they're not going to like it very much.
The Golden Dragon, supremely confident, staring into the eyes of the giant from Kazakhstan, and told you today, that he will go straight at this man.
A little bit this way.
Said that he felt there was nothing
don't push, Georgi.
too scary.
Okay, don't move the center.
Dzeranov.
Don't move your shoulder.
Kamil very concerned about that center. Here comes that left shoulder coming forward. He says he's going to beat him. He's going to press through his hook here in round 1.
Speed could be a difference maker for the Golden Dragon. He's so quick. Thought it was early and he released that one. Looked like he hit a wall, but he actually reacted to the referee. Travis a little shaken by that one warning.
I said it before you arrived, we are just getting started when it comes to left-hand arm wrestling. We're not sure what the pecking order is. We have the illusion that Kamil is right there. If Georgi does anything like just establish, this is a straight dad's move coming to you.
Big drop there, and that time, Kamil Jablonski did connect, and there was no movement in the arm whatsoever.
And you think about the skill display here from Kamil. Listen, if you have the opportunity to press, and I mean with your hand and wrist compromise, Jerry Catterett-ish, flop press, and you are arm wrestling an opponent that is grabbing you low in that dad's move, and you still have the capacity to force that thing in the press. This looks good for Kamil Jablonski. I've seen it a lot. Either you commit to standing up and keeping your elbow there, but any sort of side pressure will cause your elbow to come flying off the back. Watch for Kamil Jablonski to stay with that floppy press.
Dzeranov needs to get deeper into this position. So nearer the centre, can't afford to hang on that bracker. He will, and he has been forced off the back. It's a second foul. And Kamil Jablonski sets the tone for the match. Now, interestingly, Travis, we're in a situation where if Dzeranov continues to run, you could see that happening a great deal tonight.
There's no doubt he has to make the
brave
I guess
choice.
it is very brave. And this brings me back to the early days of pulling Jerry Catterett. It's very simple. If you leave the center, they put their shoulder between your hand and your shoulder. And once a presser gets their shoulder between, I call it in the kitchen, once they're in that kitchen, it is impossible. Either you stand up, you keep your elbow on the pad, and you get pinned, or you attempt any sort of back pressure, side pressure, and it results in your upper body leaving the pin pad, leaving your elbow with no ability to stay connected to that pin pad. This will be easy work until Dzeranov he has to work. That pec has to come into play
He's
at
got
the
to go
very
forward.
start. He has to
forward into
commit
the match, and
sideways.
he needs to keep Kamil outside of that shoulder, but that's not as easy as it might sound. We're talking about a man here who generates over 100 kilos of force in that press.
Center this way.
And now the chess game continues. Now you see Dzeranov definitely grabbing even lower, which is a strategy. There is a spot where he's too low, and he kind of gets that full hand hook press way high. I've seen Dave Randall force guys into gripping so low in fear of the press, just like Jerry Catterett, that he's able to come on top and in the hook. Let's see, how low can you get? How committed can you be to keeping your elbow on the pad?
Look at the wrist of Georgi Dzeranov. He's trying to kick it back and push his lower palm in there to get on the A side. Needs to be careful there.
Yeah, but he closing the arm is same.
What Kamil Jablonski said is absolutely correct there. He really was. I mean, you could clearly see it on the other angle we had. Dzeranov being very clever there, and he was dropping his own wrist, feeding that lower palm forward. I'm damn sure I'd do the same if I was in that position.
It would be so easy if you could just imagine that Kamil was not super intelligent. We saw him in the rules meeting. This guy is super aware of all the small things that come with the set grip, the center of the table, his commitment to the set grip, meaning that we have to get web to web. If you're not in that set grip, you can get dad's move a lot lower.
No, look at that.
The
This
moment
is
the
the center.
scoreboard reading that the Dzeranov is winning by 1 pin, I think it's actually Kamil Jablonski leading by 1 pin at this stage.
I will fix it.
But doesn't matter.
Double elbow foul.
This is not center
Do
now.
good job, please, because
the moment
center
of
is a
start.
matter for me.
I know, but here is the center. A little bit here. Okay, good. That's maximum. Dzeranov, it's okay now.
No, it's not okay.
The center is
not
center
okay.
is good now.
His shoulder.
Straight your shoulder. First is the center. Straight your shoulder. Now open. Now first is Kamil.
Come the hands. He looking to get that explosive start.
Don't move.
Whip that lower wrist in there, does, and
It's not false start. No way. No way. I'm
comment.
not agree. It's not false start.
Really taking advantage here of this king of the table. We put a few microphones
I
there on the
started for your
table.
goal.
If you can somehow not imagine the heavy breathing being so obnoxious there. There's a lot of banter going on. Kamil definitely needing the refs. He's very eager to start in center, but Neil, from the optics, it appears that Kamil is definitely controlling this situation. He's going to get underneath, no matter how low the grip is, force this thing in the straps, that elbow being on that pin pad or on that elbow pad for Dzeranov looks more and more like it's going to be almost impossible.
How he push.
He's forcing Dzeranov into the back pressure.
Move. Go!
Backwards he does again, and that's another foul for Dzeranov. One foul apiece at this stage. I spoke about it a moment ago, Trav. If you continue to run back there, you're going to have to run yourself off the pad in order to get any kind of leverage, and Georgi needs to be careful of that. This is a man with so much structural strength, but he's running back. You can hear Vitaly Laletin shouting instructions to him there, but you do feel that he has got to try to meet.
Open, guys. Open. Center.
Kamil Jablonski.
Kamil, give the center. This way. A little bit more.
On the join between wrist and hand.
Now the center is okay. Don't push anymore.
The difference maker is the speed. Let's listen
I
to
don't
the
push now.
referee.
I relax.
Okay.
So
Stay there.
it's not the
Stay
center.
there.
So it's not the center.
Now it's okay, the center. Don't push anymore.
Okay, I hold.
Straight your shoulder. Shoulder. It's a little bit
Not blink.
higher. Exactly. Okay? Because I cannot close your terms.
They're on the far side for Dzeranov. Looks
Don't
out
push
of
Dzeranov.
position, but Kamil will be
Don't move the shoulder.
concentrating hard on that start and timing it correctly.
Don't move. Go!
Fall and initiates earlier again. What was the problem there?
One warning.
What a beautiful situation here at King of the Table to have a foul and to also receive that warning there before the next foul. 2 fouls. That could have easily been a win for Georgia.
Razor thin decision there for me. Looked absolutely on the point.
Razem popuszczę
Hard
trochę
to differentiate there. Thank God I'm not in the strikes.
But let's be completely honest. The fact that Kamil would even flirt with starting early with a foul shows you exactly how strong Georgi is and how important it is for him to initiate the match. But every time I've heard the go, whether it was a false start or not, the hand and wrist is underneath. Georgi and Kamil is getting exactly what he wants. And you would imagine that it's easy to coach Georgi here and tell him, hey, stand up, make sure you keep your body behind your elbow. But the pressure is immense from Kamil Jablonski. The Polish athlete wanting in Jersey.
Kamil dives on it again, and again another elbow foul there, clearly from Dzeranov. Miles off the back of the pad, and the thing was that there was not a judder in the arm of Kamil Jablonski. So committed there, just for everybody watching at home, the clear and present danger there for Dzeranov. If he stays in there, he gets pinned and he gets exhausted.
No doubt. Ingen Terzi told me, he's like, listen, Travis, if you pull this guy, it will feel like he puts 2 feet on your hand when he's pressing. This is an absolutely amazing athlete. And in my mind, one day, this Polish athlete, Kamil Jablonski, mark it down, he will run left-handed arm wrestling in the entire world one day. I have a clear vision on how devastating this guy can be, is, and will be in the future.
Evan Larratt speaks with massive respect when he talks about the Golden Dragon, Kamil Jablonski. This is a very dangerous arm wrestler. We've seen him tested at the highest level on the left arm, and he's very, very few times he's been found wanting. And what's fascinating about Kamil is also the fact that he's really in his infancy at this kind of elite level, and he's on the rise. His commitment level is second to none.
And you're talking about the exact total package right here. You have the intelligence, you have the size, you have the strength, you have the team around you. This guy, you can see him on social media. He is training. He is an absolute unit when you're around him. There's a lot of confidence there, and you can see, even at this level, can you imagine a day when you are pressing Eastern European athletes and they are running? Elbow cannot stay on the pad. That is some serious bully tactics when it comes to Kamil Jablonski.
I mean, it
Don't
really
move
is. It's
center
like a
anymore.
boxer
Don't move
going
your
in there
shoulder.
and
Don't move your
breaking
shoulder.
people's
Open.
fists with his
Dzeranov
face.
versus Kamil.
This
Come
guy is
down.
just running into the thunder. There's
Come
no
down.
doubt
Kamil
about it.
first.
And
Dzeranov, don't pull.
Jablonski, in that sinister, calm voice, told everybody that this is what he was going to do, and he's
move.
backing
Go.
up. Big drive again, and look at the strength of Kamil. Wow, the Golden Dragon with the win, Travis Page. And
There's no doubt, ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Kamil Jablonski. What an absolute beast. And there it is. If you keep the elbow on the pad, you get pinned. This guy's got an extraordinary amount of pressure, similar to the likes of Jerry Carteret on the right, and such a gangster attitude. Reminds me of a young Brandon Morris in Florida. Absolutely wrecking things. Left-handed arm wrestling. Listen, there's one guy that can beat him. You saw Vitaly be successful. Be careful. This guy here could be the super heavyweight champ one day.
ladies and gentlemen, I am here with the Golden Dragon, Kamil Jablonski. Kamil, how many hours ago was it we were sat down having some lunch and you basically dictated what would happen in that match, and I do believe you called it exactly correct.
Yeah, it was about 4 hours ago, and I told you that he have no chance. So that's what I proved today. But he surprised me. First kick, first jump in, wow, unbelievable power. So I changed strategy from in to that way, and that way killed him.
Now, speaking in the commentary box with Travis Page, we talked about your focus, commitment, the fact that you're evolving so quickly. This is only a couple of years into this elite division, and already you're knocking over serious names. Travis Page said that he feels that it will not be long before you are the man in left-hand super heavyweight and overall arm wrestling. Who do you want next? Who have you got the sights and the focus on?
To be honest, in last 2 years, this is my, I think, number 12 super match. So I'm going pretty fast, and I learned pretty fast as well. So another match give me some lesson. So at this point where I am, I can say I can pull anyone on my left arm, anyone. Just whoever they offer, I am not afraid anyone now.
Now, a lot of people talk about the super heavyweight division, Kamil, and where people sit, where the ranking is, where they stack up in the division. When you go home with your wife who's beaming down there in the front row and you analyze what happened here, when you wake up tomorrow morning, where do you put yourself in the super heavyweight rankings of East versus West?
I think I am number 1. So let's prove it. Let's prove it.
Ladies and gentlemen, he was impressive and ran over his opponent tonight. Who will be next for the Golden Dragon? Kamil Jablonski, a winner tonight, ladies and gentlemen.